That was the intro. And this is your boy Denzel Snipes. And welcome to another episode of the Gauntlet. Two of my running buddies here will be here in just a minute, so we decided to get started. I know it's like 5 past or whatever, but anyway, it's Denzel Snipes. Welcome to another episode of the Gauntlet. You know, representing that sideline sports all day, every day. Tyler Ingram will be in here in just a minute. James will be here in just a minute. But we do have JJ can't be with us. He actually is in the air. He's flying. I can't get this goddamn. Okay, there it is. Hang on. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's on my shirt, man. I got this like patch thing kind of popping up or whatever. But anyway, I got the boy Dom DeRubis in the house. What's going with it,
man? Like I can't get this down.
Dude, it kept on like popping up. I'm like, man, if you don't get your ass down somewhere. But yeah. But shit, what's good with it, man? You doing all right?
Good. It's Friday. Bring that line schedule up. Let's go.
You know what? Yeah, before we,
do that. And then maybe those fools can pop in. We'll do sports more on.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what's up. Just to let y'all know, brought to you in part, but we're broadcasting live on my Facebook and on James Tatum 12 YouTube. James Tatum will be here in a minute. Just to burn a little time before our guys can get here. So the Lions 2024 schedule dropped, and since we have the resident Lions expert in the house, what do you see on that screen? What do you think about the schedule?
You addressed them properly. That is the 2023 NFC Conference runner-up, Detroit Lions.
Conference runner-up, absolutely.
One bad quarter and a few bad play calls and a couple penalties away from the bowl. We weren't ready.
Oh, no, I hear you. Well, here, James is here. I'm going to, all right, everybody, the captain, James Tatum is in the house.
This is your captain speaking. I'm 7 minutes late for the show, but I'm on time for the party.
Hey, no problem. I'm going to pass him the seat in just a minute. We figured we'd kill a little time before you get here with the Lions 2024 schedule. Dom, what games do you see on there that interest you the most?
Blow it up. It's so small and dark.
Yeah, so I can pull up last minute, man.
You're right. For sure that week 1 game against the Rams. Let me see. You can't quite tell. It's just the dates, but I'm pretty sure there are
San Francisco.
Yeah, there's 4 or maybe 5 total if you include Thanksgiving primetime games.
Both of the Green Bay games will be big.
Yes.
That's for sure. Buffalo probably
Houston and Dallas. At Dallas again, and Houston.
At Dallas, at Houston, at Indianapolis, believe it or not, may be interesting.
Yeah, I've seen that. I'm no fan of Anthony Richardson, but I'm also equally not a fan of our defense against mobile quarterbacks for the last 5 years. That game probably at Indy could easily be a loss. I don't think we win 12 games again, to be honest.
Well, you got an NFC Championship game rematch at San Francisco. Not to mention you got Buffalo in Detroit, which is going to be interesting as well.
Again, yeah. We have we are in the right of the first place schedule, and it's tough. And a bunch of those games are on the road. And
so hold on, is this part of the rapid fire, or what are we doing?
No, we were just burning time till you got here. That's all.
Okay. Well, I guess we can start the show. We can start the rapid fire then.
Go rapid fire for sure.
All right.
But yeah, let's go. Cue the music.
I didn't know you had anything.
Oh, music's going, man.
There's rapid fire music.
I don't hear it at all. But let's go to Jay. What was the first rapid fire?
So the first rapid fire question. Let's see here. What did it
Harrison
say?
Butker?
Oh, yes, it was. All right. So, question number 1. Everybody is familiar by now about Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker's remarks during a commencement ceremony that were seen as unfavorable by a lot. But then, incidentally, he started selling out as the number 1 jersey sale out of the entire league in like the last, I'd say, 2 or 3 days, which is crazy. So, was Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker's comments out of line? James, go.
It depends how you look at it. It depends what you mean by out of line. I don't agree with what he said. I want to make that clear because all this stuff about being old-fashioned and women need to stay in the kitchen, I don't agree with that. And the reason why I don't agree with it is because I've been around a lot of women who are brilliant. So I've also been around women that are not brilliant.
This is not rapid fire. You know why women's feet are smaller?
But my thing is, I'm not letting the non-brilliant women, as I said, distract me from the fact that a lot of these women can be great. With that being said, I also really don't agree with the outrage from all this stuff. It's been trending on social media. People saying Harrison Butker needs to be banned from the NFL for, making these comments. That's just ridiculous and it's stupid. You can't. The guy has free speech, and he has a way to express himself how he wants. So whether you agree with it or not, that's the facts, and that's it. That's all I gotta say. No, I don't agree with him, but I really don't think it's that big of a deal.
Dom, what do you think, man?
Pretty much same. Like, what can you even say that hasn't been said? It's not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't agree with it, but I also will say that it all depends on what you believe in. This actually kind of had a conservative undertone to it. So the conservatives are obviously going to agree with them. And then all the outrage, keep in mind, people, his wife agrees with his sentiments. As long as he's not committing SA or beating her or anything like that, like he's kind of entitled to believe what he wants. I know it's not the answer that everybody wants to hear. I don't agree with him. I don't go by his stance, but also don't run that man's household at the same time.
Do you know why women's feet are smaller?
Why is that?
So they can stand closer to the sink.
Oh, come on now. but number two, the number 2 rapid fire question. Carolina Panthers get 0 primetime games in 2024. James did point out that, yes, they do have the Munich game. But other than that, no primetime games. Is this justified? James, what do you think?
Yes, I think it's justified. They're the worst team probably still in the NFL. They were the worst team last year. They've been pretty bad for a while. So, nobody's going to put the Panthers in primetime. For what reason? What reason can you say right now? What players on the Carolina team can you say box office? I'm gonna stop what I'm doing to watch that guy play.
Laviska Shenault. Oh wait, he's not a Panther anymore.
Yeah, Dom. What do you think?
If you guys can name somebody, more power to you. But I think
they have some good guys on defense. Brian Burns. Oh wait, he's gone. Josh Norman.
McCaffrey.
Gone.
Oh wait, he's gone. It's the midget's game, dude.
Tell me what I just said is wrong.
Bryce Love. Their owner has a better arm than Bryce Love.
Oh, hey, look, Tyler's with us. All right, we got the crew in here. Tyler, rapid fire question. Panthers have 0 primetime
games. Who would
want
to see the Panthers on prime time?
What's that?
The Panthers have 0 primetime games in 2024. Is this justified?
Yeah, it's justified. They're trash.
Who would want to see the Panthers primetime?
Yes, it was easy. It was easy then. Well, I guess we can move on there, y'all. Let's go and get on into Sports Moron of the Week.
The picture
where,
right now.
It's coming. It's coming. You all who have been with us for a really long time know that when it comes to Sports Moron of the Week, we're all about getting it off our chests around here about some of the dumbest things in sports. And without further ado, I'm going to roll the video.
Sports Moron for this week.
The stick is the pants. I didn't even notice it at first. Those fucking Montreal Canadian Wolverines ones make the Packers ones look sweet.
Oh, it's coming up. And first of all, shout out to our guy John Shear, for being in the latest, well, the current Sports Moron of the Week clip, and also Kirk Chavez as well. But before allow me to kick this off, Sports Moron of the Week by asking, what are those? What are those? Are they the New York Canadians? Are they the Montreal Giants? Now, before anyone gets anything started, and says like, oh, well, that's the jerseys they wore 100 years ago, I get that. But my point is, some shit needs to be left in
There's
the
a reason to change from 100 years.
Exactly.
But listen,
some
I looked
things
at it,
that
I
need
thought about it. The helmet, albeit it's a Wolverine's gaffling, but that's how it was on the leather helmets. The helmets and the socks are sweet.
Oh, look at the pants. The pants are awful.
The pants are the
jersey is awful. The entire thing is awful.
The
only
Disagree.
thing I can
I
think
think
of-
it's all bad. You
The
play
only
socks
thing
are
I can
dope.
think of when I first
you
saw
look
them-
good, you play
And I
good.
didn't even notice they stole the
Hold on.
Wolverines thing on the
Hang on,
helmet.
one at a time. James, go.
The
Your
only
thoughts
thing
about
I
this
could think of was the red and blue popsicles, like the firecrackers.
Yeah, the
That's the only thing I can think of.
If
So,
they had the white,
You're
if they had the
making your
white pants,
jersey after a popsicle. If that doesn't say the Giants are going to suck again, then I don't know what about.
But those
I mean-
popsicles are really good, though.
they're classics.
They are.
I can't get behind a team that calls themselves Big Blue Nation with red ass jerseys.
The stick is
Done.
hey, listen, the other Giants jerseys, just the red ones with the white numbers, those are dope.
But they're
Not these shits. The stick is the pants.
Tyler, what you think, man?
Yeah, Dom said it in the beginning, but I even commented on Cliff's post when he shared this. It's like Michigan Wolverines and Montreal Canadiens. To me, I get Habs vibes. This really seems like a hockey team on the football field right now. Like it's trash. It's terrible. I don't even like looking at this picture. I wonder who they're playing. Who they're going to be playing when they wear those? Did they announce that yet? They don't know when.
They don't know that. They don't know just yet. But we all know that they're going to wear them twice next season.
Yeah, well, I'm just curious because sometimes when you
Wear them
see
against the Eagles, please.
sometimes when you see a really ugly uniform, though, it looks equally worse when there's another team with like another ugly uniform. It don't even have to be worse than that. Just
Yeah, like the Color Rush games.
yeah.
Imagine if they did the Steelers like the Bumblebee jerseys.
Yes, with the brown pants.
Actually,
With
that
the
was
same
Denver.
fucking pants.
Denver had the yellow and brown joints, and then James, I know you remember, and actually, these were the colors of the flag of Philadelphia. You know the uniforms I'm talking about. They haven't been out since.
You're talking about the Eagles blue and yellow ones?
Blue and yellow.
Those
Yeah,
are
those things are
dope.
fucking terrible.
Fuck what all y'all say. Those are dope.
They're fucking terrible, dog.
What's dope about them?
Nobody cares.
Wait. Do they wear those
Nobody
brown
cares,
pants
bro.
too
We
with
got
those?
Kelly Green now.
The Kelly
Yeah,
Green
it's
ones
like-
are those
it's
are one
like
of the
when
five best uniforms ever. Like in
It's
NFL
like
history,
it's like for
period.
baseball for me. I hate watching the Boston Marathon Red Sox uniforms. I just hate those uniforms so bad.
Yeah.
No.
That's those same. It's like fucking powder blue and saffron.
Yeah, it's just
The
it
Phillies
Those are
also
all-
got
those-
some
yeah, those Boston
ugly
ones are
blue and
awful.
yellow jerseys for this season.
All the City Connect ones just about are awful. The
Yeah.
only good ones I saw were the Twins.
Yeah.
The stick is the pants though.
I like the Rays ones, but yeah.
Yeah, pretty. Well, I'm gonna pass it to James. Who you got for Sports Moron of the Week, man?
Glenn Rivers. I saw his comments about JJ Redick. Yeah, he was trying to throw shade towards JJ
James has not said Doc in like 3 years.
by saying because he doesn't deserve it. Because JJ
Not at all.
had his best career season or something when Glenn was his coach with the Clippers. Or
Yeah.
something. So he was using that to try to throw shade, but I don't think he realized what he was doing to himself because he was actually making himself look worse by saying that. Because just think about it. Think about the players that he coached in his career so far. Now he's with Giannis and Damian Lillard. Giannis, NBA champion. Lillard, all-star player. Joel had his MVP season with Glenn. You can say JJ Redick had his best years of his career with Glenn. Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, Kawhi, Paul George, all the players we want to name. These are established players they're very good. And you still didn't win with any of them.
None.
So why are you trying to throw shade at somebody for saying he had his best stats when I was a coach? Like, you had all these players and still didn't win. So it says more about you as a coach than JJ as a player.
Did he get one?
I don't really think
he never got one.
Trying to say.
And I mean, well, Doc Rivers, he only won after he was pretty much handed a big 3 in Boston. But outside of that, yeah,
it's that one, right?
Yeah, it's that one. Anyhow, Dom, what do you got for Sports Moron, man?
That's so. I don't even necessarily have one, but it's so funny that he said all that, and then we say that to say this. That one title that Glenn got all those years ago, because I see the meme pop up all the time. If he's not in the picture, he should be. But it's the fives. It's Paul George, Garnett, Perkins, Rondo, and one other guy. And it was like, no one team has ever milked a ring like this one.
I mean, it's not lying.
You mean Paul Pierce, not Paul George.
Paul Pierce.
That's right. Paul George, I meant Paul Pierce.
Tyler, who you got? Sports Moron.
Yeah, so I posted it last night. I don't know what is up with that Caitlin Clark, Mike Bibby bobblehead that they got going on.
I saw that bush.
I forgot about that.
That is so bad. I literally saw that, and I had to share it on Facebook because I was like, "Is that Mike Bibby? That's not Caitlin Clark. That looks exactly like Mike Bibby." And I've seen people like comment because Cliff shared it, and I've seen people comment and they're saying all these names. I'm like, "No, guys, I nailed it. That is Mike Bibby. That is Mike Bibby. Look up Mike Bibby.
That is definitely Mike." Somebody, I think it was Dom. Was it you, Dom, or James, or somebody? But somebody on that same post put Mike Bibby's picture up when he was with the Grizzlies.
It was Nunez.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. Shout out Nunez, man.
He messaged me about it.
He was like, past it and didn't see what you had typed, and I scrolled back up and thought the same thing. I was like, is that Mike? Like, Bibby?
That's what I legit thought it was, honestly.
I love that. That he was on that Arizona title team in what, 97, 98?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, to be completely honest, I fucked with Mike Bibby. I just can't believe you're doing that to Caitlin Clark. Give her her own bobblehead. Come on, man.
That definitely was an injustice. Well, that's all we got for Sports Moron. I'm gonna go ahead.
Longer face, but if you take a closer look, like I can see it.
Well, we're gonna go on and move on to our next topic here, and that is one Jared Goff, this man right here, who led the Lions to an NFC North title, NFC Championship game appearance. So he got the bag, y'all. Lions extended him 4 years, $212 million, $170 million guarantee. I think he got something like $73 million as a sign-on bonus, which is the largest all time. Is this the right move for the Lions' future? We're going to start with our future Lions Den resident, Mr. Dom DeRubis, and let us know, did they get it right with your QB?
I think if they were going to do it, I have two schools of thought on this. For one, if they were going to re-sign him, they should have done it last year. Could have saved $7-8 million.
Right.
What I've been wondering about since he signed it, like, did we overpay a little bit? Kind of, maybe. But it's pretty similar, very similar, in fact, to when Stafford signed his extension. And he was like the, maybe not first, but like second, third highest paid at the time. And then within a couple months or by the end of the next season, when all those other quarterbacks signed for more, he dropped down to like 7. And Goff's going to drop down to like 7. But, okay, the two schools of thought. One was, did they try to sign him last year for less and he didn't take it? Or did he bet on himself? So, I don't know. I'm good with it. That's my quarterback.
All right.
Like
James,
I said, by the end of whenever the contracts come up, like Tua probably, I mean, Tua will get around the same amount. Who else is coming up? Dak. And Somebody else. Jordan Love.
Cowboys ain't paying. Another team gonna pay Dak if they do. But go ahead, Dom.
Dak or Jordan Love might get $60 million a year.
Okay.
It is entirely possible. 55 easy.
Okay. James, what do you think, man? Did the Lions get it right?
That's not necessarily true. We don't know how the season is going to play out. How the season plays out is going to determine how guys are going to get paid.
That's definitely true. I'm just saying, like, right
who
now.
has an awful season, then the Dolphins already aren't really rushing to pay him. So
I think Jordan gets paid before the season starts. But go ahead.
I don't think so. And the reason I don't think that is because we've seen so many players have one season like that, and then you throw them the money and you end up in a situation. So there's a reason these teams are not rushing to get the deal done, and that's why I think it is. But do I think this is a move for the Lions' future? I don't really see what other move they could make. Like, if you have Jared Goff that gets you to the NFC Championship, can someone else do that? Can you get somebody right now that can come in and replace him and be better? That's the first question you got to ask. And if the answer is no, then this is the right move.
They
gotta
let his contract play out as well, though.
For the next few years, I don't really see that anybody that's going to be a better option for them. So I got no issue with the move.
Yeah, I mean, my theory has always been, and you know what, since we're talking about the Lions here, is, well, who else on that team is going to get the big money? It's not Jahmyr Gibbs' time yet. Montgomery, no. Sun God, receivers typically don't make that much. Anyone on the defense,
St. Brown got a new contract.
Yep, there you go. And he
the big money doesn't kick in until like 26. Same with Goff.
Yeah.
Man, Hudson's gonna get his money when that rookie contract's over. But yeah.
And plus, typically the standard in the NFL is quarterbacks get the biggest money on the team. You know what I mean? That's typically the standard in the NFL. You know. And with that being said, whether anybody likes it or not, Brock Purdy is next. It just depends on how much it's going to be. But I'm gonna swing it down to Tyler and get your thoughts. You think the Lions got it right this time?
Yeah, so I do, because when was the last time the Lions made the playoffs? When's the last time the Lions won a playoff game? Like, people have to look at it this way too. When that trade happened,
3-31.
When that trade happened between Matt Stafford and Jared Goff, a lot of people, including myself, laughed at that trade, right? A lot of us laughed at that trade, and I can own it.
Because I did three extra first-round picks. 2 or 3.
But a lot of us laughed at it because none of us thought that Jared Goff was going to find his role in that offense, be the quarterback that he was for the Lions, lead his team, deep into the playoffs, making a run. I think you have to reward him. When you're like, some people are spoiled. Like, I'll be honest, me and James are a little spoiled. The Packers have been very good. The Eagles have been very good. They've been, playoff teams year after year. But when you're a team like the Lions and you put yourselves in the playoffs, same thing with the Browns, same thing with these teams that are building themselves back up, you reward the person that gets you there. I mean, it just is what it is.
You know what's funny?
And one more point, Don, before you say something, is that this is the credit that I'm going to give to both of them. That Rams and that Lions trade that happened might have been the most even trade I've ever seen happen in football.
That's true.
Because it did. The Rams went on to get Stafford and get a Super Bowl, and the Lions were able to build themselves back up, to being a formidable contender, a playoff team, a team with aspirations to go Super Bowl, a team that is literally getting the benefit of playing no outside games until week 7 this year, playing only 3 games outside all season long. Like, we're seeing the benefits of this, right? So now the Lions are put in a position like, okay, well, this is all for you to take now. So yeah. I think it was the right move. Still the best player on the Lions, though. But go ahead.
I totally forgot. Like, probably week 2, week 3 of the season last year, because I knew something was going to happen. I mean, either they were going to let his contract ride out, which I didn't really truly believe they would. But I had forgot that I said like week 2, week 3, people were talking about Goff's contract. I said, you know what? You go win me 2 playoff games, you can have $50 million a year. I did say that.
Yeah, you did. And you
And
also
I'm
owe
super fine with it.
And you also owe me a chain from 2 years ago still too, punk. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, when you fly your ass to Texas when the Lions play the Cowboys or the Houston Texans, bring that chain with you. And I will say this much. My biggest reason, aside from the NFC Championship game appearance, they won the division and everything, another huge reason why he deserves this money, no matter how much you may think he may get paid, is, to me, this was his own personal redemption. Don't forget, in a lot of people's eyes, he was sent to Detroit to die, for his career to die. And like Stafford was going to win the Super Bowl, and Goff was going to be nothing in Detroit. And you said it, Tyler, the most even trade in quite some time.
Well, and I think a lot of people look at talent all the time, right? They look at who's the more talented quarterback. Sometimes it's about where the quarterback fits. Yeah. And Jared Goff fits in Detroit. They respect him, they honor him, and he's the right quarterback for them right now. So that's the way I look at it.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Very good at handing off the ball.
So
I'm glad you brought that up, Tyler, because for the longest time, when it came to Goff on the Rams, I'd heard quite the rumblings that Goff was only good because he was under Sean McVay. Well, now that he's away from Sean McVay, and he goes to the NFC Championship game, so that pretty much kills those sentiments right there. Because all I kept hearing, and we all did, all we kept hearing was Sean McVay making him. He made that quarterback. He ain't good without McVay. Well, he went to Dan Campbell, and then look what happened. So much for the whole McVay system quarterback.
He also made it to the Super Bowl with McVay. So
he did. So
it's not like he went to the Lions and had much more success. No, I think that two things can be true. He was in a good situation with the Rams, but he wasn't the guy that could get the Rams across the line.
Okay.
Stafford was. Stafford also found stability with the Rams, which he didn't with the Lions.
A healthy Todd Gurley.
What I really don't understand is, why did it take so long for the Lions to figure out how to be a stable organization? Because it seems like you had a guy like Stafford that you could have tried this with, and you would have had more results. But I just think that the organization has changed a lot. So
they're drafted better.
Goff deserves credit too, but how they have built the team, how they have drafted players, brought players into the team, and developed them has also really changed. So I'm also going to give the Lions organization credit, not only Jared Goff.
Okay. Dom, I think you said you had something else?
No.
Oh, okay.
Or I forgot.
Okay, then.
All right.
Well, that's all good.
We'll move on
to our next topic here, and that is the Buffalo Bills 2020 offseason preview. That was a disrespectful stiff arm by Josh Allen in that clip, man. So everyone knows that they won their last 5 to finish 11-6, and all but steal the division from the Miami Dolphins. They lost in the divisional round to the Kansas City Chiefs in Mahomes' first road playoff game. How about that? So it seems like it's this song and dance every single year. Like they'll get to the divisional round or championship round, and then they'll run into like the Chiefs. So they lose Stephon Diggs in free agency. I think they yielded 4 Pro Bowlers last year: James Cook, Diggs, and Allen, 3 of the 4. But I want to go on the circle here. Well, actually, we'll start off with Tyler and find out what the Buffalo Bills need to do. Now, mind you, this is the stacked AFC. When we talk about the loaded AFC, Josh Allen is in that proverbial gauntlet. But what do the Bills need to do to get to the Super Bowl?
A lot, because I think this is one of the most overrated teams in football to me. I'm going to be completely honest. I am not impressed with the Buffalo Bills. I'm not impressed with what they're doing. I understand that people are thinking that Diggs being away from the team, that's going to set things up for Allen. I think this team has been on a downward spiral since last year, even in the beginning of the year when they struggled. I think we're still going to see that. I do. I think this is a team that could borderline miss the playoffs this year. Maybe they sneak in as a wild card. I don't think they're going to win the division this year. I know they've won it the past 4 years or whatever. I think that ends this year. I am. Yeah, I'll be bold on it. I don't think they win the division this year. I think this is either going to be the Jets or it's going to be the Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
I honestly think the Bills are the third best team in this division right now.
Yeah.
I do. I'm not impressed with this team. They should have fired that coach. He shouldn't be there. They shouldn't have made the other guy the scapegoat, the coordinator. I don't think this team is. Josh Allen is an extremely talented quarterback. And I'm not gonna say he's not. He is. But the Bills are not set up to be a Super Bowl contending team right now. They're not. And, unless Dalton Kincaid or someone like that turns into Travis Kelce overnight, which I don't see happening. I think he's solid. I'm not saying he's a bad, Yeah, and they have some pieces, like I said. But in that loaded AFC, I'm telling you right now, if you put the Steelers against the Bills in the playoff game right now, to me, I would pick Pittsburgh to win that game. So,
okay,
with Russ or fucking
or Fields
at quarterback.
I'll be honest, the way that Pittsburgh
uniforms with the Browns fans.
I'll be honest with the way that Pittsburgh has had this offseason, aside from Russ, aside from Fields, all the acquisitions they made, the way they've drafted, Tomlin coaching, I would take the Pittsburgh Steelers in Buffalo to go even win that game. So.
Not to mention TJ wasn't playing in that playoff game neither, so you got to help TJ watch.
But Jay, we also have to look at it. We can't compare that Pittsburgh Steelers team from last year to the Pittsburgh Steelers team of this year.
Exactly, we can't. Yeah. If you get even just a fully healthy defense alone would give them fits. I think we agree on that.
I don't think the Bills are a top 6 contending team in the AFC. So I would be shocked if they make the Super Bowl this year. Shocked.
You heard it here first. Tyler Ingram says the Bills are fool's gold. Now, we all have sat on this program, and we thought collectively that the Bills were dead in the water when they were 6-6. We was like, oh man, it's Miami's division. And then 2 things happened. Miami started choking and the Bills started winning. The Bills had a bit of an easy finish to help them out, but it is what it is. But I want to swing it to James to get your thoughts. What did the Bills have to do to get to the Super Bowl or even the AFC Championship game so they at least have a shot?
The Bills aren't great, but they're better than
what can they do? Yeah. To get to this conversation requires my favorite word that starts with a T, context. For the Bills to get to the Super Bowl,
that starts with a C.
Even if they win their division and they have a home playoff game, they're gonna have to go most likely on the road in one or more of the situations. They're gonna have to go to Cincinnati and Joe Burrow. They're gonna have to go to Arrowhead and Mahomes. They're going to have to go to the Ravens, Lamar Jackson. They're going to have to go through a gauntlet of great quarterbacks.
Right.
It ain't easy to go win in Cleveland if Cleveland wins that division. But
I really like Cleveland's team, but I don't believe in Deshaun Watson. I think Deshaun Watson will ultimately be the reason they don't.
But let's just say hypothetically that Cleveland makes it, right? Let's say that hypothetically Cleveland makes it. It is hard to go into Cleveland with that raucous crowd and beat the Cleveland Browns in a home playoff game. Just saying if Cleveland won the division.
Don't let Nick Chubb be healthy and fresh because he misses the first 6 games too.
And it wasn't even close. So I think Cleveland is more of a push, but it's mostly because Deshaun is not a guy that I think you can rely on in a big game. Definitely not since he left Houston. So you have to go and beat these teams.
Right.
Do you really think that the Bills team is going to be able to do that? I say no. And you also have to look at some of the players they lost. Not only Stephon Diggs, they also lost Gabe Davis. He went to the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
They lost pieces on defense. They lost Jordan Poyer. He went to the Miami Dolphins in the division. You're
Gabe
losing
Davis gonna
guys.
be a nobody.
Poyer, that hurts.
They drafted Keon Coleman from Florida, wide receiver from Florida State. He was at Michigan State, transferred. So you have rookie receivers. You signed Curtis Samuel, Shakir. Like this is your receiver group going into the season. You really can't be that confident when you look at the weapons around him. So I think the only real way the Bills can find success is by running the ball, which they did have a lot more success later in the season when they started using James Cook. James Cook is going to have to be the main part of the offense, I think, for them to have any kind of success. So how the Bills are going to change their philosophy, I don't know. But we'll have to see what the team is going to do. But I really also don't see them winning the.
They're gonna fire. They're gonna fire that coach. I see the writing on the
Well,
wall. They're gonna have to fire that coach.
I don't know why he wasn't fired. Like what?
But he's gonna be. But my point is, he's gonna be this year when they once again have a letdown season and a letdown moment for those fans.
Yeah,
it's inevitable.
It doesn't get much worse than what we saw last year. That was a total collapse. The Bills looked like they're in control of the game, and they started making all these mistakes. And then they pretty much gave it to the Chiefs. And that's just what the Bills have really been. They're not really a team that you can say they're gonna get the monkey off their back, because they still haven't done it.
It's always, and it seemingly is that one loss that, I mean, now I know there's no shame in losing to Mahomes, but whenever you're considered a top team in a conference, you have to beat the Mahomes and the Lamar Jacksons of the world in order to reach to the top level. You heard me say it, 10 times. But see, this is the thing that
but if you're going to beat a Chiefs team, you beat the Chiefs team from last year who won the Super Bowl, though.
Won the Super Bowl, yeah.
That was probably the weakest Chiefs Super Bowl team of all.
They just need someone else. They just need someone else to beat KC. Josh Allen's got Joe Burrow's number.
And you know what? That also leads me to my next point. There's usually that one, and I know it can happen with any team, but there's usually that one win that the Bills lose at home that kind of leaves you scratching their heads. Remember when they lost to the Broncos in prime time? And it's like they had no business losing to these fools.
That happened to all of us, though.
Yeah.
That might be what costs them the division.
That happens to all of us. Every year we get a laugher game, at least for the Packers.
That division's not a runaway by any means, other than the Patriots, who just send them to the CFL.
Oh, God, they don't. I don't even think they're a football team.
9, 10, and 11 wins from third to first in that division. If that. Might be 10 in a tiebreaker. Miami's not that good. 2 was on borrowed time.
Well, I don't agree with whatever Dom just said about
they won the division 3 years in a row. Did they lose some players? Yes. Can you trust it's the Jets, for Christ's sake? Aaron Rodgers is 70 years old. Coming off an injury.
The Jets.
Go Jets. Jets. Jets.
The Jets are the team to beat. I've been saying it, and I'm still going to say it. They had an elite defense already last year. They added Hassan Reddick to that, who's a double-digit sack guy. And they already had that in place before. And now you actually have a quarterback that's going to be competent. You have weapons around him. There's literally nothing that you can say that's going to stop the Jets from winning this division. If the Jets don't win the division, it's going to be because they did something and got in their own way. Not because
I think Miami's up there. I think Miami could win this division.
If Tua is healthy all year, Miami's got a very good.
I don't think Miami.
I don't know if I agree with you about Tua being on borrowed time. Yes, I get that he went through the concussions, but he played a full season last year.
I'm saying, if he plays a full season, they could win it easily. They could also choke it away like they did last year to Buffalo or the Jets.
I think Mike McDaniel is a good enough coach to make corrections and understand what he's got to do this year going forward. I understand that the verdict is out that as soon as they hit the cold, they can't play. We're basing it off of a very, very, very small little window of last year to make these assumptions. People
Right.
make corrections year in and year out. You can't just go off of one instance that happened last year and they lost to Kansas City in
And
the cold
also,
game
guess
and
what? They
say
would
they're
have
going to lose
lost.
every game they play in the cold. I don't think that's true.
They would have lost to Kansas City if it was 70 degrees in Missouri. Because it's fucking Kansas City. Come on.
I mean, yeah, Kansas City, but I'm saying for the Dolphins. I've heard this before that people are making this assumption that the Dolphins are going to lose if they go to Baltimore. The Dolphins are going to lose if they go here because it's cold. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I don't.
It won't be because it's cold, like, completely. If they go to Baltimore, yes, they will lose.
Didn't
They have a
Baltimore?
good. They have a good enough coach to get their team fired up to play football, and I think their coach is good enough. We're talking about playoffs here. We're not talking about regular season games. So when we talk about playoffs here, the Bills coach, I think, shoots himself in the foot. The Jets coach, for once, Saleh. I think Saleh is a solid coach. McDaniel, solid coach.
Shout out
different.
to Dearborn, Michigan. Robert
It's
Saleh.
different to me because I could see. I said this in the beginning. I think it's between the Dolphins and the Jets. I think what they did for Aaron Rodgers and building that line certainly puts the Jets in the window to make the playoffs. But I am not willing to say that the Jets are going to run away with it or the Bills are going to run away with it. I think Miami's in the mix very much so in this season.
As long as Tua is healthy, yeah. I would agree with that one. As long as Tua is
That's
healthy.
what I said. As long as Tua is healthy.
And he did play a full healthy season. And remember, everybody they were saying a little bit of everything after the season before. Man, he should consider retiring.
Odds are he's not going to 17 this year.
And just one more comment. Is Dom saying that Aaron Rodgers is 70 years old? It's Aaron fucking Rodgers, dude. If there is somebody that is going to resurrect himself and ball out in the season, it's Aaron Rodgers with a loaded defense, a good offensive line, some weapons. Aaron Rodgers might torch the league this year. There's a reason why they put so many Jets primetime games on television this year because they're expecting the Jets to be very much a contender all season.
Yeah, they will. And I think it's agreed that if Aaron Rodgers was even half of his MVP seasons, that's 10 wins. So, you know what I mean? And you look at the moves that the Jets have been making and such, and that defense is still, in my opinion, just off the eye test, a top 5 defense. I got to go and check the stats. They may really well be a top 5 defense.
Look how much time he's had to recover. He recovered fast, and now look at how much time he's had to get better. And they've just been loading that team up. So I think the Jets very much, like I said, my only little argument is that I'm not willing to sell the Dolphins short. That's really it. I think the Dolphins are a good football team.
The Dolphins are good, but I don't think that the Dolphins have improved their team from last year more than the Jets have improved their team from last year. So I already
I'm with that.
Think that the season would have had a different result if Rodgers was healthy. And I also think the result will be different now. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see who's going to win the division. We don't know. A lot of things can happen before the season. But that's it. But we can agree now that the Bills ain't winning the division.
I didn't say that.
With that said, for the last 15 minutes of the show, we're going to go on to our non-sports related topics. So those of y'all who tuned in 2 weeks ago and Tyler was on here, and we kind of thought, forget what the damn topic even was, one of 50 or 60 topics we think of on a whim. But we kind of slid into like worst films ever made, and it was a pretty engaging conversation. We decided to bring it on bike. Part 2, worst films of all time. Speaking of which, I was looking up like the screenshots and the storyline to the live action film for Dragon Ball. And the fact that I saw guns in it, I was like, Like what?
Can we not talk about the live action Dragon Ball movie, please?
Why would you put guns in it? Like you just ruined.
Be a bunch of dorks going to see that.
It made my soul frown.
Bunch of dorks.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Bunch of kids that growled in the hallways in high school going to that.
Street Fighter, just as bad.
Which one? The Legend of Chun-Li or Coked Out Van Damme?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
C, both A and B, yes.
Sometimes I think that the Legend of Chun-Li
was
purposely made
Shout
so
out
bad.
to Raul Julia for M. Bison, right?
Yes, he did body that role. Probably the lone bright spot of the film. But you know what? The more I think about it, I think the Legend of Chun-Li was purposely made that bad so we could appreciate Van Damme's Street Fighter. Because let's face it, if Legend of Chun-Li came out before Van Damme's, we would legit say, hey, Street Fighter 2 was better.
I was going to say, we could narrow this whole thing just to video game movies.
No, there's plenty of bad movies, though.
I had one that on the tip of my tongue. The other one I thought of was Mario Bros. Oh, the Double Dragon movie.
Oh, you're going off of video game movies. Is that what we're doing here? Video game movies?
That's what I was saying. We can narrow it. Those are two of the worst. But it's just like, I mean, there's like, bad is bad, but it's like when it's a bad video game, like it's hard to make a good video game movie.
Sonic was okay.
I heard Sonic did numbers though.
Sonic was okay.
Sonic was okay. Quick, Cowboys X Factor doesn't really matter, in my opinion, when they play.
Speed 2.
Oh yeah, that was a monstrosity with Jason Patrick. Listen, if you are going to have a film where, all right, the vehicle's got to travel at this amount of speed, or it's going to blow up, or it's going to rupture, or collapse in half, or whatever, a cruise ship should be the last goddamn. You know what? Not even on your list. It shouldn't even be on the list. I get a bus. I get a car. Hell, I get a plane.
It's a good one, Bacon. That was a really bad reboot.
What?
But wait, which one did he say?
The Child's Play reboot.
Oh, The Last Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, and you're talking about the Chucky one in 2019. That one was really bad.
The TV show I thought was good at first, and it's not.
Oh man, it's like Queer Chucky. But yeah. So a couple weeks ago, I made mention of, let's see, Freddy Got Fingered. I thought that was terrible.
That was
such a bizarre
cinema classic.
What? That movie's terrible.
I think I saw it in the theater. I'm not
That
positive,
movie is so bad. You cannot rewatch that and think that movie's good. That movie's weird.
Now, did you think it was bad when it first came out, or is it more of a now that you think about it kind of deal?
No, I think Tom Green is one of the weirdest fucking human beings in the world.
Dude, I met him at the Gathering. He is fucking weird.
He's a weirdo, dude. A movie that I watched in the 70s with my dad that's really bad was Rollerball. Rollerball is a terrible movie. That movie's so bad. It's like a murderous, like, what do you call it? Yeah, like roller derby. It's like a murderous roller derby. The main character in it's like trying to fight for his freedom against like it's so bad. That movie's so bad. Another one is any of these British like B-rated horror movies, like the Winnie the Pooh and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those movies are so bad. They're not even funny. They're just. I honestly question what you're doing as a person if you really want to sit around and watch an hour, and they're not usually an hour and a half. They're usually like an hour and 15 minutes or hour and 20 minutes. They could even make 90 minutes of film of it. Those movies are terrible.
Yeah. Halle Berry's Catwoman in 2004 is up there.
Daredevil with Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Daredevil.
One of the 10 worst movies ever.
With Colin Farrell as Bullseye, that movie's terrible.
What was so bad about it? I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh, dude, it's corny.
Go rewatch it, then go get your eyes.
I'll be honest, Ghost Rider, the first one, really bad.
Oh, Nicolas Cage, terrible.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage.
Oh, wait, the Ryan Reynolds one.
Okay, I got a theory behind the Ghost
Green
Rider
Lantern?
shit, okay? Green Lantern, yes, that was bad. But
Really bad, and an even worse roller coaster.
I got a
You know
theory
who Ryan
behind
Reynolds is really good at playing in movies?
James, you could chime in.
Ryan Reynolds.
I'm still trying to think, but
No, okay, so I got a theory behind the Ghost Rider one, and me and Craig talked about this, and I was
Wicker
like,
Man.
you know what?
You're not about to defend.
I really
Nicolas
think
Cage
I really
He
think
is. And I
have you
just
guys-
said Wicker Man.
Have you guys watched The Matrix?
Yeah, I like The Matrix. You don't like
Yeah.
The Matrix?
No. Did you watch the new one that came out a few years ago?
Oh, I didn't see the new one. No.
Is
Okay.
Keanu Reeves in it?
If you're like a fan, I don't really know how to describe it, but if you really like
Keanu Reeves
the
in
original
it?
Matrix, there was just shit in the new Matrix that would have you like.
I was about to say I have a T-shirt of the original Matrix.
This is not
I
the
like the
Matrix.
first one a lot, but
It isn't.
Like I just really didn't like it.
I didn't understand for the first two movies why they were playing Rage Against the Machine at the end, but I thought it was dope. Then I thought about it and I was like, oh, I get it.
As far as the Ghost Rider one, my
Oh
theory
my
is
God.
you can't give Ghost Rider is like a C-level hero. They're not supposed to get their own movies. They're supposed to make cameos, maybe play a bad guy for like 10 minutes or something.
Just anyone but Nick Cage.
Ghost Rider still would not have been
It's
a good
just like
movie.
Hulk.
No
It
matter what,
took him, 3 tries to get the Hulk right?
it still would not have been a good movie because he's a C-list hero. A-list heroes get their own film. Captain America, Iron Man.
They could have made a dope
Right.
Ghost Rider movie. Ghost Rider's dope.
He's
Yeah, you
I
might
never
be
even
right.
knew who Ghost Rider was until that movie came out.
You might be right.
if
Maybe
you
it'd be like Ghost Rider and a couple other like heroes and
yeah, I'll
oh,
be
yeah,
honest,
you're right.
I don't remember any Ghost Rider comic books or anything. To be honest,
Ask
I had-
any little kids that watches Marvel if they know who Ghost Rider is.
probably gonna tell you no. But if you
Oh,
ask
they'll
who
be
Captain
like, oh, that
America is,
awful Nicolas Cage movie.
Nicolas Cage is just really bad. Name a Nicolas Cage movie that you actually like.
Con Air.
Nicolas
Con
Cage has
Air.
a lot of bad movies.
Gone in 60 Seconds is good, but not fully
The Rock?
because of him.
Oh God,
It's
what's the
everyone
mo-
else.
what's the
Everyone
movie I
else in
hate?
Gone in
Say
60
something
Seconds
else.
is so good.
The movie I hate is called From Nicolas Cage. Since we're just jumping on him right now, might as well let's do a little. Yeah, we're just gonna jump this dude in the dark alley right now.
Face Off?
Knowing. There's a movie called Knowing.
Knowing.
That
I don't
movie
even know
was
what this is.
awful.
I saw that one. That was pretty bad.
Can I say
Awful.
something though? Like
Wicker Man.
I really
James?
don't think National Treasure is good. Like
No,
the whole
It didn't
idea
interest me.
of
I've never seen it.
boring.
Don't waste
do you
your
know
time.
what would happen if you like actually tried to steal the Declaration of Independence?
Boring.
You get freaking mowed down, bro.
Yeah, I don't
Boring.
know. I guess.
Boring. Those movies are so boring.
Yeah.
I don't understand how people can be like, yeah, I'm going to the movie theater. I'm going to sit and watch a 2-hour and 20-minute movie, National Treasure 3 and shit. Like, what? Like,
And the worst part of it is there's 3 of them. Or
Dude,
however many.
like, straight up, 3 of the last 4 movies I've seen at the theater have been movies from like 20 to 30 years ago.
yeah,
Like, I
classic.
saw Halloween, I saw Ghostbusters, and I saw Groundhog Day on the 30th anniversary.
Well, I like the new Ghostbusters. I'll be honest. I'll sign off on that. I like the new Ghostbusters.
Yes.
I still
Frozen
not watched
Empire.
it, 'cause
I went
Yeah.
to go see that one. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it. I
It was
thought.
pretty good.
I mean, it's not going to be the original, but for what it is, it's still a good movie. Like, I
Yeah.
enjoyed it, you know. So
And as long as they bring back the throwback old cast, we're always gonna,
yeah,
and because they're not the main guys anymore, they could just make cameos and be of some sort. But no, I thought was that Paul Rudd. Yeah, he wasn't bad at all.
yeah.
He was,
Paul Rudd was the Ghostbuster.
yeah.
This I gotta see.
It was good. I thought.
No,
I
he's-
liked it.
He's not bad at all. I mean, do you like him as Ant-Man?
Yeah, I like
I
Ant-Man.
haven't seen any of those.
I like
but I
Ant-Man.
always like Paul Rudd. Dude, he was in Clueless and that god awful this Halloween 666, The Curse of
Man,
Michael Myers.
I forgot he was in.
He was shooting those at the same time.
God, I,
forgot
love
he-
him in
I forgot he was in Clueless. He was the one that dated Cher, Alicia Silverstein's character, huh? Or who was he in the film? That was him.
Yep, yeah, the stepbrother.
The one that. Oh, okay.
Saw that in the
Gotcha.
theater too.
Clueless.
Cassie loves that movie.
I hadn't seen that movie in
Fucking
so
great.
long. Donald Faison was in the film.
Yes. Man, Chris is a cake eater.
Yeah. Man, speaking of Nick Cage films, what about Face Off?
I don't think
Face
I've
Off was
seen.
pretty good.
I don't think
You
I've
thought
seen
Face Off
Face
pretty
Off.
good?
And there was briefly a cool ride at Kings Island named after it.
Oh, I
Yeah,
remember
we
that.
came
I
out
rode
and
that
made
roller
some
coaster before.
It's just that it's a suspended like the Raptor, like the bucket seat.
Yeah, that was
And it
named after
goes
the
down,
movie.
down a hill, through a loop, up, and then backwards. And
That was
the
named
seats-
after the movie.
Briefly when Paramount owned Kings Island.
I remember it was like yellow.
Actually, when
I
they built
remember
it,
that.
yeah, it was face off. Now it's in vertical. Just like there was an Italian job, and the Iron Dragon one was Top Gun for a minute.
Interesting.
Y'all heard of a movie called I Know Who Killed Me?
That sounds so familiar.
Because they got rated one of the worst of all time. And what is this? You know what? Yeah, it's got Lindsay Lohan in it.
Yeah, I was even looking up because after Jay posted that Freddie Got Fingered was on the worst, I was like, what are some of the other worst ones? It was
Disaster movie.
Disaster movie was on there. I saw that.
Epic movie.
What was the movie with like the turtle dude? What was that movie called?
The turtle dude.
National Disguise or some crap.
With Dana Carvey.
Yeah,
Master of Disguise.
Yeah, that was up there as worst movie. I never saw it, but I remember.
I just saw something about it the other day too, on one of those lists. Or like, that was like basically he was supposed to be a huge like crossover SNL the movie star. Like,
but I'm willing to.
He's way funnier than Sandler, but that movie was so bad it just killed his career.
But
he's had some other really bad ones too.
But anyone that was on here 2 weeks ago commenting, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button got very good reviews, and I despise that movie.
Hated it.
Despise that movie. That movie's so weird. That movie made me feel weird. That movie was around the holidays. It ruined the holiday spirit that year. Like,
I just thought of two, both based on chicks that get naked. Striptease. Awful.
Yes.
Awful
that got
movie.
one of the worst rated films.
The only two good
Awful
things about
movie.
those two movies, there's two in each. It's Jesse Spano and Demi Moore's boobs. That's it.
Honestly, I saw Travis Miller stick up for this movie and said 3 Strikes was good. 3 Strikes was not good.
Oh, wait. The joint with Ice Cube? No,
Yeah,
3 Strikes?
Three Strikes was not good. This is like
I've seen that. It's
another
Ice Cube
one.
movie, so
Cliff
shocked.
and me saw this together. Awful movie. What is it called? The Wash, the car wash movie with Snoop Dogg. The movie.
I was about
That's
to
not
mention that.
bad.
I was about to mention that. You know what?
No,
I thought
it's
that
not
was
that
funny.
bad.
I thought that was funny. What was so bad about it?
Dude, that movie's so weird. Have you rewatched it? Go rewatch it.
You know what? I might
Listen,
rewatch it because I haven't seen it.
They
in
made that
5
movie
months.
exactly like they wanted to. Like everything you felt about it, that was the intention.
No,
Everybody
but
in that
it's
film
different.
was who you thought they would be.
It doesn't hold, but it doesn't hold over time. Like Don't Be a Menace, for example. Don't Be a Menace holds over time.
Sure.
It does.
Things are so funny in Don't Be a Menace. So many parts. The Wash doesn't. It's like Pootie Tang, for instance, doesn't hold over time. Like Pootie Tang is a very.
Stop it. What a tay, my Damien. Satate.
Got this belt from the Piggly Wiggly.
Costas is like, wait a minute. What did you just say?
Dude, yeah, and the fact that from the Wash, what was it? Yeah, we fired Chris. You fired Chris, and Chris was Eminem. He was just calling him Trent.
Movie's so corny, man.
It's supposed to be.
I don't know if people think they're hard watching that movie, but man, that movie's so corny to me.
Ludacris was in the movie. This was before Fast and Furious Luda, y'all. This
is like when we'll just put anyone in the movie who wants to be your friend. You want it in the movie? All right, yeah, you got you in the movie. There's no direction we're going with this. Where'd James go?
I don't know, probably to take a piss. I would say
James,
this.
are you in a mood tonight? Are you mad, James?
No.
I don't think he's seen too many bad movies.
I don't really, when a movie's bad, I turn it off. But I think Batman versus.
Oh my God!
I think Batman versus Superman was
Battlefield Earth.
Terrible.
Battlefield Earth. That was
That
named
is
So is
bottom
Batman.
10.
Batman versus Superman is a very bad.
Oh my! Oh, the Batman and Robin.
Batman versus Superman was just so boring to the point that I just wanted to walk out of the theater.
The one with Uma Thurman and fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. All right, everyone, cool it.
What was
Batman and Robin? Yeah.
I went to see that movie with Carol. We walked out after like 45 minutes.
Isn't Batman versus Superman when Superman had like the glass eye in it too? Didn't he have a glass eye that they like focused in on it? Was it Batman versus Superman, or was that one of the Superman movies?
I think it was one of the Superman movies.
Well, they were honestly all the Superman movies suck. Let's just put that out there.
You never like Man of Steel?
The first new one from like 10 years or so ago. I saw it at the IMAX, so I guess that's different. But with the dude that's Lois Lane's fucking boyfriend, and he's always like the douchebag. He's Cyclops. He's the other dude in the Notebook.
Did you guys watch the King
James
Kong
Marsden.
versus Godzilla thing?
I haven't seen any of the King Kong vs. Godzilla.
I've not seen any of
How
those.
was it?
I mean, I thought it was pretty good.
I saw it. Yeah, I thought it was good.
I thought it was pretty good.
You can't
I thought it was
fuck with
good.
the old ones.
No, but I thought it was good. So did JJ. JJ saw it. I talked to him a little bit about it. Yeah, I thought King Kong and Godzilla, the new one, was good.
It was definitely way better than Batman vs Superman.
My ex-fiance used to call
Or
her
Freddy
Mom
vs.
Mothra.
Jason. Freddy vs. Jason wasn't good.
Oh man,
That was good.
Okay, I'm gonna
Freddy
say
vs.
this.
Jason?
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
I love Samuel L. Jackson, but
I love Freddy and I love Jason.
I think Snakes on a Plane was like such a stupid movie.
Oh, that movie's terrible.
It's not the first time I'd heard that.
Hang on.
What y'all think of?
The only good thing was when Samuel got on there and said like, "Enough is enough."
What did JJ say 2 weeks ago? JJ hated Soul
Plane.
Plane.
These motherfucking snakes.
JJ hated Soul Plane a couple weeks ago.
How the hell did all these snakes get there? Like, you know what I mean? It makes no sense.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Speaking of the versus films, what y'all think of Alien versus Predator?
Pass.
Oh, those are great.
Yeah.
Like the movie?
Yeah, I liked Alien vs. Predator.
Okay then.
In the comments, they're talking about Freddy versus Jason.
Like you scoffed at me, Freddy versus Jason, I scoff at you. And the shitty thing is, the Alien movies and the Predator movies are better, and there's less of them than all the Freddy movies and all the Jason movies.
Freddy vs. Jason had moments. I don't like how corny the ending was. Because it was almost kind of predictable.
It's fucking Freddy versus Jason.
It was almost too predictable for even what we knew.
What are they even going to do that could be any different?
They have to.
There's been 30 of those movies combined. Not that
I know,
many,
but
20.
But that movie had so much hype, and then Freddy pulls his head out of the. Have you guys all seen it? Are you gonna see it? He pulls his head, and then Freddy winks, and the movie's over. Like,
yeah,
it was
because Freddy's never gonna die.
I know that you're talking to someone. You are talking to someone that's a bigger horror movie fan than you are. Like,
no, you're not. I'm older than you. Because you have more horror tattoos.
Where are all your tattoos on your body? Where are all your posters on the wall? You know?
Listen.
I'm a big horror movie fan, and not ICP horror. Like, I watch all of them, but I don't think.
Oh my God! Everyone, homework assignment. You want to see the worst movie you've ever seen? The Fear.
The Fear? What's that all about? The Fear.
ICP and Isham on the soundtrack. Worst. Far and away worst movie you've ever seen. It's so bad.
What's it even about?
It's like a life-size wooden doll that comes back to life.
I can't believe Dom used the older gentleman card on me tonight, by the way. It was like, I'm older than you, so I like something more than you. I can't believe
I've
that
just
term.
seen more of
I
you
can't
because I've
believe
been
that
on this
term.
earth for
I
6
can't
more
believe that
years.
term was just used on me today. Like,
Respect your elders.
Oh,
yeah.
you
I'll say,
put that.
Dom's
greater than
older
or
than me,
equal
guys,
to.
but we both like tattoos, but I have way more than Dom, but he's older than me, so he knows. But I have 3 times the amount as him, but he's older.
Tattoos, I mean, Tyler, you're like the white Lil Wayne, dude. You tatted up. I think I've seen less tattoos on Wiz Khalifa, and he's sleeved up. Shit, but actually, you know what? I think that's all the time we got. Thank everybody for tuning in to the Gauntlet. We're gonna bring you classics week after week. Until then, I'm gonna go drink some damn tequila. Peace out, y'all. Where's that damn outro video?